welcome back to 48 Now. I'm digital host AJ Wiest, and the legendary Otis Walker from the Otis Walker Band is ready to celebrate the Mardi Gras season in style this weekend. He'll be performing at the Mardi Gras at MidCity party hosted by the camp. And of course, today I am joined with the one and only Otis Walker. Otis, thank you so much for joining in today.
Oh, thank you, man, for having me. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. Now, we all know the Otis Walker Band. It's a musical gumbo of goodness. First, what does that description mean to you?
Well, I'm from Memphis. I went to school in Florence, Muscle Shoals area. So a lot of my musical background is a lot of blues, Muscle Shoals pocket, with a flair of gumbo and Cajun. A lot of stride music. I grew up listening to Fats Domino and Professor Longhair, and I'm a piano player by trade, and so that stuff just kind of seeps out when we play. And so we call ourselves a musical gumbo of goodness because we play several different styles, but you just never know what we're going to pull out at the time.
Well, very cool. I know blues is highly one of the genres that you guys play. Talk a bit about blues music. What do you love so much about blues?
Oh, it's an oxymoron because the blues makes you feel happy, even though it's talking about things that are sad. And I love it, and I just love all roots music, to be quite honest, because you are talking about music that came from very poor people from the South that had real problems, regardless of their race, their culture, their creed. They all started creating this kind of music that, even though we then labeled it as blues or Appalachian or other kinds of things, it was from poor people from the South who had something to say. And I just love the stories of the blues, and yes. I love that when you play it just makes you feel good.
That's right, 100%. Yeah, it is. I never really thought of it that way. It really is an oxymoron. Because it might be blue, but it makes you feel good.
You get up and dancing and tap your toes before it's all through.
That's right. That is so true. Otis, what is your favorite thing about the Mardi Gras season, and how does one properly celebrate it?
Well, I'm a fat man, so I like a king cake. You know, I'm not opposed to that at one iota. But I think what I love about the Mardi Gras season is that we have a big excuse to have a party. We have great food, and when you come down to the camp this month, you're going to get a good, authentic Cajun food. You're going to get authentic Cajun drinks. We're going to have a true theme for you to make you feel like you didn't have to drive all the way down to New Orleans to have the Mardi Gras experience. And so we're going to have some fun, the music, the atmosphere, and I think the thing, if I had to say what I like the most about Mardi Gras, is that the feeling of anticipation for something that is going to happen. Because, normally it happens at the end. It ties right into Fat Tuesday and then Ash Wednesday. So it's beginning of a season of reflection after we have a big old party.
That's right. Definitely love the party part. That is for sure. Is there a song you're especially looking forward to performing this Saturday?
Well, I'm doing a lot of. I'm doing some. Obviously, we can't do life without Dr. John for a Mardi Gras party. So let the good times roll. It's going to be something fun. We're going to go back home to Memphis and we're going to play some B.B. King. But we play a song called "Too Tall to Mumbo," and it's probably my favorite Mardi Gras kind of song because it's fun and it's humorous and it's tongue-in-cheek, and we talk about being in love with a woman who is so tall she can't mumbo, or she don't do it real good.
Yes, sir. And you play a multitude of different instruments, part of that musical gumbo of goodness. Is there one, though, that you find particularly enjoyable to bust out every now and then?
Oh my gosh. Now, I mean, they have pictures of me as young as 6 months playing keyboards. And so, I mean, keyboards is the most natural thing in me. As it's easier to play a keyboard than probably breathe. You know, I don't remember a time where I didn't. But I love me some guitar and I love blues harp and dobro and but this weekend most of the time when I go traveling I got other guys that come in. Donnie Cox is playing the guitar for me this weekend. He is unbelievable, and so I'm just going to play some b3 organ and some keys and kind of lay down the rhythm and let everybody else do the fancy stuff.
Awesome. And you mentioned that you were born in Memphis, but you moved here to North Alabama. Two very musical places. Memphis, of course, being kind of a blues mecca, and then the Shoals. What is it really that got you inspired to become a musician?
Oh, that's my uncle. My uncle is my hero. He actually had a Saturday morning TV show in Memphis when I was a kid, and he is a member of the Rockabilly Hall of Fame. And so, growing up in that household, inside an extended musical family. Now, my father and my mother, they could barely turn on the radio, but my uncle, man, he's my hero. And so growing up around that and getting that rockabilly start of Jerry Lee Lewis and those kind of guys, that was, as a piano player, that just, set my heart on fire. And then when I had the opportunity to come on scholarship to UNA, I didn't even know anything about the musical heritage of Muscle Shoals until I got here. And then it just tapped into a whole nother vein of music and history and culture. And, and that's, I guess, where the gumbo actually started. Because, I mean, you like one kind of music, you kind of predominantly, you like the music that your parents like. And then you start to branch out, or that's the music you're exposed to. And then when you get into middle school and high school, you're exposed to what your friends like. And then when you get to college, that's kind of those kind of songs are what tends to high school and college tends to be what you listen to for the rest of your life. And so coming back to UNA and being a part of Iguana Party with Barry Billings and Joy Flippin and Danny Kirsch. Man, that was the stuff that cemented my life and taught me how to love a band called the Allman Brothers, which fused all of these kind of songs and music into one band.
That's right. Very well said. Very diverse as well. What would you say you love most about Huntsville and the music culture here in North Alabama as well?
It's grown so much since I've been here. I've been here about 15 years now, and I love the opportunity that I have here with the band. And then we also have a lot of opportunities to play solo music in a lot of these breweries that have come up since I've moved here. I think I like the most part is that the community of musicians that I have found. Brother Mike Roberts, just love him to pieces. Everybody seems to be supportive and not, trying to hog everything. When I talked to the guys here, they were very welcoming when I came in, and they have continued to this day.
And you love to see that. You love to see the community and not hogging everything and spreading the wealth a little bit. I definitely love that.
We're all in this together, and I'd much rather go play. A couple of months ago we got to play with 5 O'Clock Charlie and do a bill. We're going to do something with. We haven't announced it yet, but we're going to do something with the Silver Silos pretty soon. Those kind of unique opportunities to get to see other people and get on the same bill with musicians. That's kind of at this point in my career. That's what I enjoy the most. Is getting to play and see, different things with other people.
It's funny you mentioned 5 O'Clock Charlie. Mike Roberts was in this building yesterday, and I got to meet him for the first time. Super awesome guy.
That's the true music mayor of Huntsville. Everybody knows Mike, and Mike is the sweetest man on the planet. I tell you, scouts aren't.
That's right. Talk about some of the other artists in Huntsville, the Shoals, and just North Alabama in general, who you either love kicking it and performing with, or you just admire.
Oh my gosh, in North Alabama we have so many great artists. I mean, when I was going in college, that we would play one place across the city in Florence. Gary Nichols and his band was playing. Gary Nichols is, like, in my mind, probably the most amazing musicians. Rob Malone is a fabulous guitar player. I get an opportunity to play with Hal Sledge in his band a lot of times, and Hal is carrying on his father's name, Percy Sledge, and I'm getting to play When a Man Loves a Woman and see everybody's phone comes up. It's such a unique experience to get to see that. Scott Todd is a Muscle Shoals session player who he might be able to beat Mike Roberts for Music Mayor one day. He's a sweetheart too. But the reality is we have so many good musicians here that I'm gonna forget like 7,000 of them by just naming a few. And I think that's the great thing about where we are now in North Alabama, is that it's not just located to one place. It's not just the Shoals. It's not just Huntsville. We have some really good talent all throughout North Alabama. There's a band coming up called the Soulflies. Man, I love to see their stuff. That singer, man, she is full of energy, and Otis Walker loves a band that's full of energy.
That's right. That is so true. Well, Otis, that is all the questions I have for you, but if there's anything that I didn't ask you would like to further add, please feel free. But thank you so much for joining in with me today.
I just want to say, come on down Friday night to the camp. We are going to have the best time. It starts at 7, and we are a musical gumbo of goodness. And so come on down, get a drink, get some food, and dance a little bit.
That is right. You're just not going to want to miss it. Otis, thank you so much.